Hey you guys, welcome back. My name is Valerie Morris and this is Bright Violet Arts. In today's video, I am setting up my new notebook for the brand new year of 2023, which is just around the corner. And this is a notebook I'm really proud of. I love the art aesthetic, which I'm calling a Bohemian floral theme. And I'll take you through all my illustration techniques for that look, as well as all the tables and trackers that I'm using to keep my life organized and my motivation on track for the upcoming year. So this year, once again, I am using an A5 size notebook from Archer & Olive for my bullet journal, and I'll be decorating it with a mix of markers, highlighters, paint pens, gel pens, and a little bit of metallic watercolor. Just a word on these highlighters. These are the basis for my color palette. They came from a set of 8 colors that was gifted to me very kindly by Yisan, who is the manufacturer. And I just fell in love with the colors, so I centered my whole color palette for this setup around this pack of pens. I do have a 20% off discount code for you guys if you're interested in picking up your own set. They are a very affordable pack already, and with the 20% off discount, it's even better of a deal. So check those out if you are interested. The fine liners I'm using for this setup also are from the same company, Yisan, and I have a 20% off code for a set of fine liners as well. And I do really like these fine liners. This was my first time to use them, was for this setup, and I was just really impressed because the ink did not smudge at all when I went back over it with a highlighter or a marker later. So they are definitely, waterproof, and I found them to be very satisfying to use. And while I use the fine liners to ink in my pencil sketches for all the illustrations, the thicker black outline that I put on top of everything as a last step, that is actually a paint pen. It's a 0.7 millimeter size Posca pen in black. And if you've watched my channel in the past, you know that is my favorite pen, and I use it every month. So I will link as many of these supplies as I can in the description box for anyone who is interested. For the time lapse right now, what I'm doing is inking in my sketch of my cover art design, and I've drawn like a little field with flowers, and I have tried to accomplish the look of a sunrise coming over some hills in the background. And I wanted to put a sunrise in because my quote on the opposite side of the spread uses the word dawn. It talks about it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. That is a song lyric from the song Feeling Good, which has been covered by so many people. It was originally a song from a Broadway show from the 1960s, and it was first made popular by the jazz singer Nina Simone. And so I have given the credit for the song lyric to Nina Simone. I don't think she was actually the songwriter, but for my purposes, for a song lyric, I want to recognize the singer of the version that I like the best. So I gave credit to Nina Simone. You may notice in my illustration process that I have switched from highlighters to paint pens for this part of the coloring. I'm kind of going back and forth between the translucent inks of the highlighters and the opaque paint of the paint pens. I really like that contrast that I get from the different opacities of the different inks. So where I have put the gold paint pen for my sparkles, I'm going to go back over it now with a metallic gold watercolor to add an extra layer of shine and to smooth out the finish. And once the watercolor has completely dried, I will use my paint pen to add some dimension with an outline. And I'm adding more gold watercolor to the rim around the sun just to capture a little more light on that sunrise. And that will complete the cover page. The next spread up is a 2-part spread. On the right side, I have a checklist here for my goals. I'm going to boil down my intentions for the year and give them a box to check for each line as I complete the goal. And on the other side of the page, I'm doing a spread for my word of the year. My word for 2023 is resilience, and I have included a definition of what I want it to mean in my life. Moving on now to a very important spread. This is my future log. And in order to get more room for my upcoming appointments and for a miniature calendar for each month, I have decided to use 2 spreads to create the future log. So 2 spreads or 4 pages here with 6 months of the year on each spread. Right now I am inking in an abstract sketch in the margin of the first 6 months of the future log. For the second 6 months, I'm going to do a very similar illustration. It'll be unique. It's different from this one, but it's the same style. And it's that extreme similarity between the 2 spreads that, for me, just tie them together and indicate that they're all for the same function. My approach for coloring in all these flowers was to add as many layers of color and contrast as I could. And then I did come back with a white gel pen and a gold gel pen to add additional highlights and details at the end of the process. I especially enjoy the effect I get with the white gel pen. It's really subtle to put it around the edge of the petals, but I think it adds a lot of style and depth to the finished flower. To complete the future log, I'm using my Tombow marker in color 020 to highlight off those miniature calendars underneath the hand lettering that I've added for the days of the month. And then here, of course, is the second half of the year on the second spread, and the illustration style is very similar. And I'm moving on now to setting up my lists and my trackers for the first 6 months of this year, which I expect to be the life of this notebook. This notebook has 160 pages, and for me, that is about the right amount for 6 months of planning, as well as enough pages at the beginning of the notebook for the kinds of lists and trackers that I'm setting up in this video today. So I have started off with some Dutch doors here, and I'm using my highlighters to get a color gradient on either side of the tabbed flaps. On each of these pages with the tabs, I will be adding in some type of a list or a tracker that I'll want to, update frequently, hence the tabs for ease of finding the page later. I'm working right now on my weight and workout tracker, and this will have 2 different tables on it, plus a nice motivational quote. And these are trackers that are going to show me when I have been to the gym. Anytime over the next 6 months that I go to get a workout, I will mark one of the squares in this tracker. I've got the months across the top and the days running down the vertical side. I've also got a box here for my weekly weight. I take my weight every Monday morning, so I have a list of every Monday between now and June 30th in that table. Next up is a split spread. So I have one side of it for my daughter's school attendance, and the other side of it is to track my cleaning or my household chores. So across this tracker, I have space for 8 different cleaning tasks that I want to get done each week. And then I have a box for my daily checklist of, just everyday responsibilities. On the other side of the page, I have a table to record any time my daughter is absent from school from now until the end of her school year. So I have 5 days a week there to mark which day she was absent in the corresponding week, and then some highlighted lines so I can make note of what the reason was for her absence. The next page is for tracking my entertainment. So I have split up my TV watching into either series or films, and I am going to have a list of each title that I've invested the time to watch on this page. What I am doing a little different from normal though is I'm going to include a rating system. So I have split these lines that I'm highlighting for each title. I've split off a little section of it to be separate, and in that section I'm going to stencil 5 little stars that I can color in to be my 5-star rating system on whether or not I enjoyed a particular title. And then at the bottom, I didn't have a lot of room for decoration, but I thought just a little sprig of ivy with a flower there would be pretty. So I just did 2 identical doodles and colored them in exactly the same way. I just thought it would be a simple way to add a little bit of design to this particular tracker. All right, so here's a final look at the TV tracker. And I am going to go ahead now with my social media tracking page. I'll be using this page to track my YouTube and Instagram statistics. And I've decided to decorate it with a border of flowers and greenery that I have sort of like hanging off the edge of the page there. I absolutely loved the way that border looked once it was completed with full color. The next tracker is a place to write content ideas as I think of them. I also included a little box here for supplies I might need for, art supplies or video equipment. And then lastly, we have a tracker here for gift ideas. I have set up boxes for my various loved ones that I tend to buy gifts for. And throughout the year, I will just pay attention in conversations to see if they give me any clues as to things they might desire. So when gift giving occasions come up, I am always prepared. And that's going to take us into a final flip through of the pages I made today to get this journal started. I hope that you enjoyed the spreads and got some ideas for your own journal as well. And I am going to be posting all of these spreads on Instagram, so if you don't follow me there already, you can check it out. It's at Bright Violet Arts, of course. And of course, this is also a perfect time to hit the subscribe button for this channel so that you don't miss my upcoming videos. For example, January is going to have a Plan With Me video coming out very, very, very soon. And I can't wait to share with you the first theme that I put into this new Bohemian floral notebook. If you have any questions for me or any feedback, feel free to hit me up in the comments section, and I will do my very best to reply to you. I wish you all a very happy 2023, full of prosperity, health, happiness, and bullet journaling.